Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with the miserable liberal and Ron Placone. Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you guys. So everybody's making a big deal about how Trump is calling everything fake news and that CNN. He's had a battle with CNN, and Don Lemon kicked CNN. He kicked a Trump supporter off the thing, and he shut down his show. I don't know if you heard about any of this stuff, but guess why I'm bringing it up? Because I've been saying the same thing, that the mainstream news is full of it, and that's why people come to YouTube to get news. They go to alternative sources. They don't go to mainstream, like MSNBC, which is owned by Comcast, or CNN, which is owned by Time Warner. You know what I'm talking about. That's why people come here anyway, because people see through the corporate spin that the news puts on all the news. Guess what? Venezuela shuts down CNN for misinterpreting and distorting the truth. Isn't that something? So let's get into it. What happened? It says the Venezuelan National Telecommunications Commission, CONATEL, has opened an administrative sanctioning proceeding against the CNN Espanol news channel for allegedly attempting to violate the, quote, peace and democratic stability of the country. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if we could do that in America?
Yeah. Well,
you could open up a hearing.
Yeah. Well, I've said that other countries would never have a media structure like what we have, because our media structure is just strategically so compromised, or structurally so compromised in the way that it's corporately owned. That's just conflict of interest 101.
Yeah, so we're expecting Brian Williams, who at the time of the Iraq War worked for a defense contractor. That's who signed his checks, was a defense contractor, and we were supposed to expect him to give us the straight dope about what's happening in a war. Please tell us the truth that would undermine the profits of your boss.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
Well, we're expecting the truth about the environment from an institution that, their biggest advertiser is the oil and gas companies.
So that's great.
Well, I keep looking at this thing where it says allegedly attempting to violate the peace and democratic stability. Wouldn't you have loved that to have happened here in America when CNN asked Corey Lewandowski to join their...
So they asked Corey Lewandowski, Trump's campaign manager, they're going to pay you to come on and talk about the campaign, meaning come do propaganda. And we'll pay you for it because we think it'll get us viewers. We know you're going to lie. We know that what you hand us is 100% propaganda. And you're being paid by a politician right now to say not truth stuff. And we're bringing you on to pay you to say that not true stuff. That would be violating the peace and democratic stability of the United States.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The sanctions were imposed due to the content that has been disseminated by the international news outlet in a, quote, systematic and repeated way in the channel's daily programming, said a statement released by CONATEL. CONATEL has ruled that CNN's reporting often lacks proof. Well, we pointed that out on this show already when the headline would say, intelligence community certain Trump in bed with Russia. And at the bottom it said the intelligence community would not confirm any ties between Russia and Trump. We've covered that on this goddamn show. We covered that. CNN literally did a headline similar to what I just said, and then at the bottom of the article they said, by the way, no intelligence officials can confirm any of this stuff.
Well, remember when MH370 was going on and they pretty much everything was breaking news? They put breaking news in front of everything so that people would think that they found the plane, and then it would just cut to four personalities playing with a model we don't know, blah. It was the most misleading thing ever.
Well, that's a great point, Ron, but breaking news is fake news. Mm-hmm. It's not breaking.
Yeah.
That's not breaking news. You're just trying to get me to watch now. That's... clickbait, even though it's on TV.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I even think CNN has admitted that they have, weak facts. I mean, didn't Jake Tapper hire fact checkers?
So here's something funny. We covered this on this show about a year ago during the campaign, the presidential campaign, maybe longer. Maybe I think it was at the end of 2015. Jake Tapper did a video. Jake Tapper, by the way, his real name, not his porn name. Jake Tapper did a video where he announced that they were hooking up with factcheck.org to fact check politicians. And I'm like, isn't that what you guys do all day? Isn't that what you're supposed to be doing? Turns out no. It turns out CNN, and by the way, when they decided to start fact-checking politicians, because they don't, they just let them come on their show and spew bullshit, and you go, thanks for coming on, and you're nice to them, so they come back on. Right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah. It's access.
So, I forgot what I was saying.
Jake Tapper.
Jake Tapper announces that they had hooked up with factcheck.org. It's like, oh, okay, we should start fact checking. We've decided we've been a news organization for about 40 years.
Factcheck.org, what a nuanced idea.
Yeah, we've been on the air now since, I don't know, the early 80s as a news organization. Turns out maybe we should fact check some of the stuff we say, or we let people say on our show. You know, some of the news that we give, maybe we should fact check it. How do we do that? I don't know. There's no one around here. Is there an app? I know there's a website. I've heard of a website called factcheck.org. That's what they do. Oh, well, call them. Let's pay them some money. Let's hook up, because we certainly don't know how to do it here. That literally, look at the videos of the show. You'll see that frickin' video where they announced that they were going to start fact-checking politicians using the service of factcheck.org. Wow. That's like the NFL coming out. The Chicago Bears going, you know what? We've hooked up with this outside organization called defense.org, and we're gonna have good defense now. That's been the problem for a while. And so don't you guys know how to do defense? No. So here, let's back to this this article. It says Condon has ruled that CNN's reporting often lacks proof and fuels a climate of intolerance by distorting the truth in an inadequate manner. It certainly does all those things. In contradiction to provisions of Article 58 of the Venezuelan Constitution, which states that everyone has the right to timely and impartial information. Isn't that a nice provision? And we should get that Article 58 in our Constitution.
Yeah, I'd be for that.
That's nice. Everybody's not even everyone in America doesn't even have a right to a timely and impartial hearing anymore. That's gone. They can throw you in jail forever. That's true. The move comes after a joint investigation by CNN and CNN Espanol claimed to have uncovered serious irregularities in the issuing of Venezuelan passports and visas inside the embassy in Baghdad. So CNN was running a story that Venezuela was issuing visas inside the embassy Baghdad with serious irregularities. And Venezuela was like, hey, you didn't report that accurately. Huh. That's bullshit what you guys did on that story, which I didn't see the story. You didn't see the story?
No, I did not know.
On February 6th, CNN Espanol broadcast a report fingering Venezuelan Vice President Tarek El Asiami as one of those allegedly responsible for this scheme. So the scheme was that they were issuing fake passports to Hezbollah out of the Baghdad embassy. And some former Venezuelan dissidents or some Venezuelan former politicians now in hiding have pointed the finger at the vice president of Venezuela for setting this up with Hezbollah. So that's what this is all about. Fake passports to terrorists to come to the United States. That's what this is about. The Venezuelan foreign minister, Delcy Rodriguez, accused CNN of launching a propaganda war against her country after the channel reported about alleged passport sales to people linked to terrorism and drug trafficking. So there you go. So that's what's happening. So CNN's getting it from all ends. CNN's getting it. So I don't know if CNN's story was true or false. It's hard to... We looked for other reports of it. We could only find a Breitbart story and CNN's own story. So what do you guys make of this?
Well, I mean, if it is true and they uncovered something corrupt, then maybe, they're being shut out for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But they're still a very compromised organization.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be nice
like-
if I'd still like to.
it's still a good clause.
That
in
third-
principle, right?
Yeah, let me see. What is that? It's a provision 58 of the Venezuelan Constitution, which states that everyone has a right to timely and impartial information. We should put that in our Constitution,
Right.
and then we'd have to shut down all the news agencies. Right, because we see what. So that's. I thought that was a interesting, funny story. It's not just Trump coming after CNN; it's Venezuela now coming after CNN. So they're getting it from the right and the left. Venezuela is supposed to be lefty, right? Isn't that the whole deal with Venezuela? Isn't that why people got mad at Venezuela, because they wanted to keep the oil for themselves? Isn't that what? I'm pretty sure. That's the problem. Whenever a South American country wants to keep their natural resources for the people, that's when America sends the Marines. Okay, fun story. Hey, the next live Jimmy Dore show is March 4th. That's a Saturday. Get your tickets right below. The next one after that is March 20th. The shows sell out really fast, so get your tickets right now. Links right there.